I started viewing it only a year or so.
So welcome to round 2 of Friday Night Magic from Lost Legion Games in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name is Zach Evans. I'm joined by Jordan Petyo tonight, and we are watching round 2 coverage featuring stream regular and fan favorite Max Turner on the left playing Junk Reanimator. So Grizzly Salvages and Mulches into Unburial Rites on Grizzlebrands and Angel Serenity.
I feel like Drew's actually against it in this match.
Yeah, he's playing against Drew Scherr, who's playing Jund. People mentioned in the chat that they don't like Jund, or that they recognize Drew's playing Jund every week and wish he would switch it up. To which I would argue, not everyone has multiple.
Yeah, like you can't just let me try this Jund deck.
Jund actually not Drew's specific Jund deck, but the tournament staple Jund deck is the most expensive deck in Standard right now. So one would argue that if one has invested in the Jund mid-range shell, one probably does not have, especially one who is still in high school,
yes,
probably does not have unlimited financial resources.
I don't know, those high school kids are all rich. They're just lying to you.
I don't know what high school you went to. So we're now joined by Scott Driver. Scott, you're not playing tonight?
I am not. My girlfriend wanted to go shopping for whatnots for the new place, so we are whatnot shopping.
You did? Yeah, you have recently moved, so housewares it is.
IKEA?
And I had to pick up cards for the decks I'm working on.
That's right. You were moving from mono red into either Gruul aggro or Jund aggro.
Yeah, and right now it's looking like either Jund aggro, which I'm leaning heavily towards, or Naya Blitz. I think those are the two best aggro decks.
Yeah, the Jund aggro deck almost made the top 8 of the last Pro Tour. It lost in the finals to the Brian Kibler's Naya deck, which is not the same Naya deck that won the Grand Prix in Quebec City. That was a very basically humans aggro deck.
Yeah.
The other deck is much more mid-rangey. Brian Kibler's Naya deck does not have a 1-drop in it. Did Drew keep a hand with no second land in it?
Deathwatch Shaman.
That doesn't matter in this. It's
actually I don't think he was on the play though. I thought Max was.
Well, he's missed a land drop at some. Well, maybe not.
Because Max plays land, plays Arboreal.
Well, here's what's interesting is that in this matchup, it's one of the few matchups where Deathrite Shaman actually makes mana because of the Max actively putting stuff into his graveyard. You did see him cast a.
That Rootback Craig's test, isn't it?
Turn one Deathrite Shaman against the Unburial Rites deck is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it is tapped.
Okay.
He played it untapped, but Max corrected him, and he didn't use the red or green mana for anything. He did exile the Unburial Rites, which is a very strong move against the Reanimator combo-based strategy.
So would you say, main board, like we were talking about, main board Graveyard Hate that just incidentally is also a good card?
That's why cards like Scavenging Ooze, Deathrite Shaman, that's why they're so good, is because they're strong in and of themselves and then incidentally completely shut down certain strategies. To a certain extent, you can argue the same thing about Blind Obedience. Blind Obedience is a great card against the hasty aggro decks, but it's also just a fine magic card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good in the hasty aggro decks.
We just saw in round 1, Aaron Daly playing a white weenie deck, and basically he was playing it, and then Nick was playing Jordan's Borrowed Bant deck, which is more mid-rangey, and it was playing it. So all mana dudes all the time for Max. This, of course, is the unfortunate part of a lot of ramp decks, is sometimes you have all the ramp and nothing to do with it. Godless Shrine tapped. Of course, next turn he can start hard casting Angels.
Well, I felt like Junk Reanimator had a really good way of accelerating or finding lands. It's through Grizzly Salvages and stuff like that, you just find lands. You just pick them up.
Yeah, he whiffed on the mulch.
Okay.
Has he cast 2 mulches?
He's done 2
the first mulch he whiffed on, and it looks like he whiffed on the second mulch as well, which is definitely not where he wants to be.
No, he didn't whiff on the second because he got the Godless that way. That's how he got it. But,
okay. I forgot to put a Twitter out. It's one of the small services I run.
So is Max playing the, I guess you would call it, traditional, 6 months old Reanimator?
Yes. Which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Angel Serenity is still tough to beat. Grizzlebrand is still tough to beat.
Is that a Mutilate?
Yeah, it is a Mutilate, and that's going to be really good.
Yeah. Especially when your Deathrite Shamans live.
Is he playing that John Woo thing? Or Travis Woo thing?
No. He's just playing his Jund. It's just a Jund deck. Jund mid-range.
I don't know, Travis, who built Agenda.
He didn't. He built a mono black deck.
It's mono black Kessid Wolf Run.
It's mono black with green and black, green and red in it.
Is that the one where he got 4 Cryptgas out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, except he was playing Kornacki. He's actually a pretty solid player.
So, Vampire Nighthawk is the follow-up from the Mutilate from Drew.
And see, now Maxx we're also at the point... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me finish the comment. And then we see Maxx stuck on land again with no business. What were you saying?
I was just going to say he can almost cast Angel now.
Yeah.
Like normally.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to have to do it very quickly or he's going to be up against it here.
Oh, he's Wolf Running.
Yeah, he's going to Wolf Run for 1. I mean, I guess if you don't have any other use for the mana, you might as well use it. So what is he leaving up then?
Deathrite Shamans.
Oh, 2 Deathrite.
He is literally just 8, that entire graveyard. Yeah.
So that's one of those very unfortunate circumstances where Maxx was going to surely... I didn't see exactly what he put in his graveyard off of the mulches in terms of reanimation targets, but he had a turn... He had the possibility of casting turn 3 Unburial Rites because he did mill 1 and he did have the Avacyn's Pilgrim to ramp. But Drew with just turn 1 Deathrite to shut all of that down. And that's well, it's not unfortunate. I mean, it's not like we're only want the Reanimator deck to win, but it is. That's the problem when you play. Sometimes when you play the very linear strategies, your opponents can fight you on a very single axis, and it can get the better of you. And what else can get the better of you? That's a horrible segue. That doesn't really apply at all. But you want to win some free crap?
That can get the better of you.
Yep.
I just like how it's like, that was a horrible segue. Now you just want to take...
Yeah, I mean, some weeks I got it, some weeks I don't. So basically, here's the deal. Every week we give away these fun cards. Rock, paper, scissors cards from Unglued. We start all our feature matches with them. I go to all these big events and carry around a backpack that's full of them. You know why? Because they're awesome. Do you want to be awesome like us? Then enter our weekly giveaway. As we speak, I am posting on our Facebook page a giveaway that says it's giveaway time. It's very appropriately named. Here's what you do. You go over to our Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. You look for that post, and here's how you win. Step 1, you like our Facebook page. Why do we ask you to do that? Because then it shows up on all of your friends' Facebook pages, and then you get notifications every time that we post new content, which is multiple times daily. And I'll have to say, since I post it all, it's usually very pertinent and fun stuff. It is. This week, let's look at some of the stuff that we posted this week. I posted I posted the deck list of the Travis Wu thing you talked about, Scott. Posted notifications about all of our different things. Posted a picture that Arnulfo, one of our long-standing fans from the Philippines, he won a giveaway a few weeks ago. He just got his cards and posted it. I posted all the giveaway cards that Ali's bringing next week. So you want to go ahead over there and check that out. But anyway, daily content's up there. So you like the page, then you look for the giveaway tweet, or the giveaway post, I should say. You like it, you comment on it, and you share it on your timeline. Each of those gets you a separate entry. It also pops up on my Twitter feed, which is at ZachSellsMagic. And if you retweet that there and you like and you follow me on Twitter, you're also entered for a chance to win, and we'll do the drawing next week. We'll do the drawing for this week shortly after this. The last few weeks I have been drawing offline because it's just easier to do it that way, but as I say always, are they worth a lot of money? No, not really. Are they worth a lot of sentimental value? Absolutely. You would be surprised how excited people are when they win those. Because they're awesome. Like, there's so many Magic cards that are worthless. There's so much draft leavings and bulk. You open price. Tonight we'll give away JB will give away basically a box of packs, give or take. And just so many of them will just be cracked, the rare will be taken, and the rest of it will just be laying around the shop.
Sometimes the rare won't be taken.
Yes. And then people will just accumulate all these bad Magic cards. So if you got all of those, it's always fun to get something that's actually cool.
Yeah.
I've got at least a dozen conjured currencies.
There's a gentleman at the various Grand Prix that I've attended and Star City Games who collects them. He just wanders around and asks people if they have them, and then we'll give them to him.
I actually gave him 5 of mine and a foil one, so he had a very nice collection going.
If I remember correctly that story, you in return received a hug.
It was nice.
It was.
I felt love.
Good times. We'll talk a little bit more about headed up to Grand Prix Pittsburgh in a couple weeks. And every time we go to one of these large events, I always have the standing offer that the first person that finds me at the events and comes over and says hello. I will give a free play set too as well.
You should have them like say something really weird so people are standing around you. It's like very awkward for everyone. Like, I don't know, the fish is in the basket.
Let's just call it like it is. Any conversation that I'm going to be involved in is going to be awkward for those standing around. It's not like we don't even have to say anything. It's just like, look at that weirdo with the big beard and the Penguins jersey. Turn 1, Arbor Elf off of an untapped Overgrown Tomb is how Maxx starts off this game. Let's see, does Drew start off with a Death Ray Shaman? He does not. So already Maxx is well ahead of where he was last game.
He'll just ground seal next turn?
He could. That would also be a good answer. Ground Seal is one of those cards that it's perfectly good graveyard response that you're actually not seeing a lot of. You see a lot of cages, which I mean, I know you can play it in anything, but Ground Seal does draw you a card. Ground Seal, however, is it's symmetric, isn't it? It also affects...
Yeah. But the Jund decks don't really care.
They don't.
Well, I don't know, if you're running Deathrite Shaman, wouldn't it kind of...
That's a very good point. Well, I'm not saying you necessarily need it in this matchup. I'm just saying it's not one card you see a lot in... because the Bant decks have access to Rest in Peace, and I guess like the Gruul aggro decks really don't care about your graveyard. You know, they're just trying. Well, I mean, they're just trying to beat you. Like siding in reactive cards into your aggressive strategy is not the way to beat a Reanimator deck. You just beat them before they can do anything.
Yeah, and then this is like what Maxx is doing. Maxx isn't going to give his graveyard any action. He's just going to start throwing fatties out because hey, sometimes you just ramp and you get fat stuff.
It's entirely possible, although it's probably unlikely that he could have sideboarded out his Unburial Rites.
That used to happen early last season. People would just side into mid-range.
Yeah, because the deck does play enough mana accelerants to be able to hard cast your 7-drops. It just casts a turn 4 Thragtusk, which is fine in all formats.
Yeah. I mean, what I miss is seeing Grizzlebrands.
Oh, he's kind of in there.
Travis Wu hardcast Grizzlebrand first round of the last SCG Open.
So there we see...
He's such a nice guy. He can draw in yellow cards. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Well, there we see Victim of Night, which is... It's kind of interesting. We talked about this last week. There is no Doomblade in this format.
Yeah.
And all of the 2-mana instant speed answers are kind of like half and half. Like they don't... Like Ultimate Price doesn't kill Boros Reckoner, doesn't kill Loxodon Smiter, doesn't kill a lot of things. Victim of the Night doesn't kill Huntmaster.
Yeah.
Right? You know. Abrupt Decay answers the Deathrite Shaman, so if Maxx has left in his Reanimator plan, he does have access to that. 5 mana for a Thragtusk of his own.
I mean, if kind of games I like. Thragtusk on Thragtusk act.
If we're just playing like the battle of the mid-range decks, Drew's is going to win because he has the removal.
Yeah.
But the problem for Drew is that Maxx has 7 drops. He also has another Thragtusk, which is not an inconsequential addition to his board.
But there's also the situation, Drew has Wolf Runs, which means it's like somehow he wipes the board or gets it down to 1 creature on his side. He's just got more value.
Yeah, exactly right. Wolf Run, that's why, I mean, in the Pro Tour we saw those Bant decks playing Splashing Red for Wolf Run because it just makes every Snapcaster you cast, end of turn Snapcaster.
Snapcaster for lethal?
Yeah. Augur of Bolus for lethal.
Yeah, no.
Because they always end up with like 1,000 land in play at the end of the game, and it's just like I play a 1-powered dude, pump him to lethal. Trading Thragtusks. Huntmaster makes an appearance.
And if he has an Angel here, I mean, it's always very good to have an Angel, but he can get 2 Thragtusk backs and eat like a token or something, and it's like all of its value on my end if you kill my Angel.
Mm-hmm. Serving in with both of his Beast tokens, which I believe are both old Marvel Comics X-Men cards.
Did not know those existed.
The best local token, other than the Adam Vickers token, which I think is clearly the best token, Sam Swisher plays with Yo MTV Raps tokens.
That's strong.
That's a very good play.
What's Yo MTV Rap?
Oh, you're showing your age.
I know.
You're showing your... We got the old men in here to know about these things. You young bloods can't handle it.
Oh, there's a Grizzlebrand.
Yo MTV Raps was a late 80s, early 90s MTV show which Yo showed raps. And it had a Dr. Dre who was not in fact Dr. Dre, and a gentleman named Ed Lover with a
Ed Lover. That's the one that Sam uses the most, is the Ed Lover. So, Dreadbore, at least, he's going to draw 7 off the Grizzlebrand he had in play, which didn't meet a Dreadbore, but Yawgmoth's Bargain is still a great card. The fact that Drew hasn't really had any pressure, and Maxx has already cast 2. See there, Scott. He's already cast 2 Thrag Tusks. There are some instances where if you can answer the Gristlebrand before it can attack, then it's just any other creature because you don't have the luxury of being able to pay without putting yourself very low.
Well, I know when I first saw Gristlebrand, because I was still new to the game, I was like, 7/7 lifelink, 8/8, like 8 mana, blah blah blah. This is terrible. Oh,
what about this Angel?
I like it.
Get back a Gristlebrand.
Because Angel is honestly one of my favorite cards they've printed out of like.
Angel Serenity is a very good Magic card. I knew that it's one of those cards that, while I do not always get the card evaluation correct when they're spoiled, that was a card I was ahead of the curve on.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that you can bounce their whole team, and you can redraw your own cards in Reanimation, it was perfect, because at the time the red-based Frights deck was huge. And it's just like a perfect addition to that deck. Because it's removal and it's value from your own graveyard. Even if you just get back Absence Pilgrims.
It's the tempo of, it's not coming back to the field, it's going back to your hand. Kinda, like that's...
And the thing we often forget when we look at cards like that is it's also 5/6 flyer. You know what I mean? It does all these awesome things, and also you can win the game with it. It is a win condition.
And the art. The art's fantastic. Which, are you a fan of Firefly?
It's not that I'm a fan or not a fan, I just don't watch it.
Because I actually had someone alter the art of NHL Serenity with Firefly art.
Did you see that?
What?
He discarded Grizzlebrand and the Thragtusk to his Lawless Troll. He has Unburial Rites in his graveyard.
So isn't this... I mean, I won't say do a sort of say the game's over, but when your opponent has access to all those things... Yeah, because now it's like...
I forgot to mention a couple things in the chat that we were talking about. The one-sided Mutilate that helped Drew win Game 1 was just for 1 because he only had 1 swamp, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like you said, chat also liked that. And then also getting an appearance, cameo appearance from Usman, who writes cube articles for Star City Games. He was the second ever winner of the Rock, Paper, Scissors giveaway. And he is confirming that they are, in fact, a great way to start your game, which I can only agree with. So another victim of the night on Grizzlebrand.
Very hilarious that hits like all like the
it's very...
no, I was just gonna say like it hits werewolves, vampires, and stuff, but not demon.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, you could kill a Grizzlebrand, but you can't.
Well, it's because the demons didn't show up until Absent Restored, so thematically they weren't a problem.
Oh, really? Did they not show up?
Because they were in the Hell Vault.
Ah, okay.
And then when they bust out Absent, it's like, great, you got Absent, but guess what? Also demons. And now is the point where we've devolved into discussions of Magic thematics. Which is something that you've admitted to reading the novels before, right?
I'm such a fan. I've read the new ones too.
It's amazing I don't run you out of this circle. So there's another Mutilate. How big is this one going to be?
I don't think it's enough.
1, 2, 3. It's for 3.
But no 4, because Overgrown Tomb's a swamp.
He only has 2 real swamps.
No, it doesn't he have?
No, that's a forest. That's a woodland cemetery. So it's 4/3. So Grizzly Salvage... Is this Grizzly Salvage in response?
Yeah.
Get another Angel? Discard that to the thing. Oh, that's a very good play by Maxx. This is why Maxx wins everything. Is because he's been playing long enough to know that that's the correct way to play that. Salvage in response, find a creature, pitch it to your Lawless Troll so that it lives through.
Because now you can just pitch out and eat him, right?
Yeah, he's just gonna...
How big is the Lawless Troll, do we know?
It is a 5/4, right?
Okay, yeah, because then you just...
Abrupt Decay on the blocker. It does cost 0 when it's flipped. Attack for 10. Get all my dudes back. Live the dream.
And hey now, I am going to say, in defense, some of those books are okay. They just have some really weird writing. However, have you ever read any of them in any way, shape, or form?
No, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, Jordan. I never will.
That's fine, but I do want to mention that sometimes like you can find these awkward things where they mention a card by name.
You know, I do. That is something that you mention as we see Maxx does draw even here. Winning Game 2, we move to the decider. But that is one thing that I actually, as much as I don't I'm not interested in the books themselves. But I am always interested in the like the canon of Magic, because it's interesting to see like like the storyline of like. Well, the whole Innistrad was a perfect block, and I don't know if you're following our Facebook page. I mentioned several times about how Mark Rosewater, who's the head of R&D there at Wizards, he was having basically a tournament through Twitter where people vote for the favorite sets that he had designed, because he designed lead designer of 16 of them, and the winner in the finals was Innistrad over Future Sight. It's just a perfectly come on in, as we're now joined by Garrett. But Innistrad is like perfectly designed thematically, because first of all, everybody loves zombies and werewolves and Draculas everywhere. But it's also just like it was really well designed. Like all these cards are like they have it's like even the small things, like they reprinted like Blazing Torch from Zendikar, which in Zendikar was because people on expeditions need to look in caves where it's dark with a Blazing Torch. But also Blazing Torch is good if you're in a mob that's trying to attack Draculas and kill them.
Have you ever heard of like what is it? With like unruly mob with like the pitchfork and the blazing torch or whatever, the pitchfork and blazing torch, and then you win flavor wise. Like that's like
it's a flavor win.
Yeah, like you don't know it, but when a person does that, you just lose the game.
Speaking of off-topic flavor win, you can now get Cool Ranch Doritos tacos at Taco Bell. How you feel about that?
I'm all on those bite-sized mini cookies right there.
We'll have to show you this the next time. I forgot to mention it while we were on camera after round one, but Jordan does have these.
Those aren't mine. I don't know who's.
You have no idea who those are?
They're just cookies.
There's a box. I would say a sizable box of milk chocolate M&M's mini bite-sized cookies.
Like that's a Nilla wafer-sized box.
Yeah, it's pretty big. What I also like about the packaging is at the very bottom it just says chocolate cookies again in very large print, as if the mini bite-sized M&M's cookies wasn't enough.
Milk chocolate above it.
Yeah. Are these milk chocolate M&M bite-sized cookies? What are they exactly? Oh, chocolate cookies? Okay, good. That really drove it home.
I thought they were brownies for a minute.
Now I know.
It's sandpaper.
I know they're cookies, but what are they made of? It says milk chocolate and M&M's, but it could be anything. Oh, it's chocolate? Okay, good.
Fun story. I was I don't need to set the story up. I knew a guy from London, and he called cookies biscuits.
Right.
And we're all on vent one night giving him a hard time, and he rationalizes us by asking, what does Nabisco stand for?
National Biscuit Company.
Ta-da! Cookies are called biscuits.
Call them what you like.
I don't know, it's weird.
That's what makes the world.
People shouldn't speak different.
That's what makes the world go round.
No, I'm
So
pretty sure
there's
it's
a lot
the
of
core
different
of the
things
earth.
that make the world go round, not people calling cookies biscuits.
No, it's variety is the spice of life, guys. Do you want any more cliches? Let's talk about Magic. So we moved to Game 3 here. Drew Scherr on John Midrange.
Are you sure?
On the play.
Is that more land? Are they playing more land? There's a lot more land to play.
Yep. Farseek. Would you guys say that Farseek is the most commonly cast sorcery in Standard today?
I would say it's the best card in Standard.
It's pretty close.
The
in terms
difference
of
in
utility.
games between resolving a turn 2 Farseek and not is drastic.
Have you seen the unexpected results deck that Ali Antrazi posted on Star City? I'll mention that in our recap post.
Disappointed it doesn't have Wits End in it.
It does in the sideboard.
Oh, okay.
Slaughter
Games.
Slaughter Games on Burial Rights is good. Slaughter Games on Angel Serenity is probably better.
Slaughter Games on Gristlebee.
Or just go that route. I don't like that though, because he can
No,
win
he
without...
said right. I just noticed the Gristlebee in his hand.
Yeah. But I mean, I
Grizzlebizzle?
I can understand why you say on Burial Rights, because it looks like that's the card that beats you, and it does expedite the beating.
Yeah.
You can lose to it a lot quicker than you can lose to an 8-cost creature, but he's still going to be able to... We saw it last game. He didn't do anything out of his graveyard, really. I mean, he did get some value out of it, but it wasn't like he was leaning on his graveyard. That's why the original price
You
tag
might want
was...
to go for Thragtusk there, but that would be...
Yeah, I would name Thragtusk or I would name Angel of Serenity, because it's very unlikely that he's playing more than 2 Gristlebrands.
Right.
And,
I mean, I feel like the situations like Slaughter Games is really good is when you can get like against a band deck or something. It'd be like Sphinx of Revelation. Like that's a huge engine of your deck. You can't counter this. Like, let me get. I can't deal with it as a junk.
No,
deck.
that's fine.
Well, Slaughter
But
Games...
that's a lot. Sphinx's Revelation in those decks are a lot different than Unburial Rights in these.
Oh no,
decks.
that's what I'm saying.
Unburial Rights in this deck is also very different than Unburial Rights in the Humans deck.
Yes.
Like if you name Slaughter Games Unburial Rights against Human Animator...
Then they are a very, very bad weenie deck.
Yes.
So You see Huntmaster is the follow-up from Drew. And in this
That was
matchup...
my high school band name.
And in this matchup, to be perfectly honest, Drew needs to be the beatdown. He just needs to be faster than the combo out of Maxx. Now, there is no combo, obviously, but you still have to. You're racing Max's 20...
He might have cited in Immortal Servitude.
Maybe. You could also...
That's like just an OP play. Like, no one sees that coming.
We did see in Game 1 Aaron Daly steal a game because he cast Face Reward after a Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
It was really exciting. It was really exciting.
For him.
Well, he just
And for us. And for us. He should have lost that game, and then he just stole it. Also with an Intrepid hero, but we'll talk about that. Feel free to go back and look in the archives.
Turn?
No, he pitched 2 Arbor Elves to
okay.
buff the...
Gotcha.
So Maxx trading 2 cards in hand for the Wolf token.
What was that? Did he Blood Rush?
Yeah, he pitched another...
I don't know why I said Blood Rush either. Like, I'm going to pitch the Slaughterhorn to buff up my...
Because most people forget, the Lawless Troll also has Trample.
Yes. Yeah. I remember when that guy was at 20.
Yeah, Maxx doesn't cast a spell, so...
Arbor Elf down.
Yep. And he's stuck on 3 lands here. And he has also pitched 3 mana elves
But
to...
he's not in a bad situation.
Yes, he is.
Well, I mean, as far as, like, his creature... state, like...
Right, his creature is decent.
But he can also never tap out, because Drew will inevitably kill it. Although Victim of the Night will not hit Lawless Troll because it is a zombie. Underworld Connection
lives in
comes
the
down.
night. It is
Underworld-
of the night.
Abrupt. That was abruptly.
So Underworld's Connection on a swamp for Drew. That'll help him fight the long game. And then Abrupt Decay takes out the flipped
He
Huntmaster.
discards an Angel of Serenity to the Lala Troll.
Well, he's got to be all in on this troll. Like, he's never...
That sounds like a really bad movie.
well... yeah.
Sorry. It's a kid's movie, actually.
So he's counting a lot of mana here. What's this?
Bonfire!
Thragtusk?
Never mind.
So back up to 18 and not looking good for Maxx.
This is game 3, right?
This is game 3.
Ooh, look at that land.
There's another land from Maxx. So the troll right now is a 6/5 that can regenerate.
Yeah.
So Drew can't really profitably block it. I would think at this point Drew just takes it and then races with him.
Yeah.
Because you've got 8 power on your own. That's a 2-turn clock going back. We are going to regenerate. Drew feels differently.
And he takes 3.
Do we have 549 viewers or 549 likes?
We have 549 subscriptions. As of the start of stream tonight, we have 113 viewers. Although I do need to restart that screen because it's not showing the actual view.
I was excited there for a second.
No, we're not that cool.
Oh.
Is that a Farsi? Is that what
We are up to 120 viewers in round 2, though, so that's a good spot to be in. Barring, you notice I'm moving my mouse a lot to keep that screensaver from coming out.
Yep.